Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. This video is going to address one of the most important things in prayers, that is prostration of forgetfulness, Sujud al-Qabli and Sujud al-Ba'di, that is Sujud al-Sahwi. What we need to understand here is that we have Sujud al-Qabli, which is being done before the taslim. You are going to observe two prostrations before the taslim. Okay, after your final tashahhud, instead of you to observe the salam, you do takbir and go for the prostration. And what you are expected to say in that prostration is Subhana Rabbiyal A'la, as it is normally said in normal prostration. Okay, and then you say Allahu Akbar, you raise from the prostration, you sit down, and you go back for the prostration again, Subhana Rabbiyal A'la, while maintaining all the dua that has been done for sitting and prostration. That is Sujud al-Qabli. You observe your tashahhud again and say the taslim. And then for Sujud al-Ba'di is the same thing. You observe your takbirat and do the same thing, and you observe sujud after prostration. But then one of the most important things we need to know is that okay, this Sujud al-Qabli and Sujud al-Ba'di is only observed when you omit sunnah act, that is supererogatory acts. As in the situation where you omitted an obligatory act or a virtual act, then you are not expected to do Sujud al-Qabli, because when you omit an obligatory act, then you are expected to come up with that thing. Maybe you have forgotten to recite Fatiha, then you have to come up with that recitation, or you just neglect that rak'ah. As for virtual act, you don't need to do anything. Okay. But for these supererogatory acts, that is sunnah, we have the most strongest ones, and then we have the light ones which are not strong. So that's why when the author of the book of Qawaidi listed 18 of them, he said, "Lakin al-mujiba bis-sujudi sab'atun." But for those who you are expected to observe Sujud al-Qabli or Ba'di are 7. But that is why we are going to mention these omissions. Then when you have them, you have to observe either Sujud al-Qabli or Sujud al-Ba'di. But for Sujud al-Qabli, we have 7 of them. We have Naqasun Muhaqqaqun. Naqasun Muhaqqaqun is a confirmed omission. You confirmed omission, you have a confirmation that yes, I have omitted so sunnah act, and then in that situation, you have to observe Sujud al-Qabli. Then the second one is Naqsun Mashkukun, that is suspected omission. You are suspecting whether, have I omitted so sunnah or not. And then the third one, we have Naqsun wa Ziyadatun Muhaqqaqani, that in this situation, you have a confirmation that yes, I have neglected or omitted, and I have added a sunnah act. So that is naqsun wa ziyadatun muhaqqaqani. And then we have naqsun wa ziyadatun mashkukani. Here you are suspecting of reducing or adding something at the same time. That this is the fourth one. And the fifth one we are having is that naqsun muhaqqaqun wa ziyadatun mashkukatun. That this is suspected addition and the confirmed omission. And then the sixth one is naqasun mashkukun wa ziyadatun muhaqqaqatun, that here you are suspecting that you have reduced something, and then you have a confirmation of adding something. And the seventh one is that sahafi salati azada am naqasa, a situation whereby you have forget something in your prayers, but you are suspecting whether did I reduce something or I have added something. So in this situation, all you are going to observe Sujud al-Qabli. So these are the 7 things that if found, then you are expected to do Sujud al-Qabli. And for Sujud al-Ba'di, we only have 2, that is Ziyadatun Muhaqqaqatun wa Ziyadatun Mashkukatun, whereby you have a confirmation of adding a sunnah act and you are suspecting of adding sunnah act. And then what are the things that when done in terms of the sunnah act that you are going to observe this Sujud al-Sahwi? We have Sinani, Shinani, Jimani and Ta'ani. For Sinani that we are having, we have Asirru wa Suratu. Asirru, where you are expected to recite silently and then you recite loudly. In this situation, it is expected that you have added something. So here you are going to do sujud al-ba'di, and vice versa. When jahara fima yusarru fihi aw sarra fima yujharu fihi, where you are expected to recite loudly and you do the recitation silently, then here you are going to observe sujud al-qabli. And for the second one is surah too, where you have omitted the recitation of surah. In this situation, you are going to observe sujud al-qabli, because standing for the recitation of this surah is sunnah act, and then the recitation of the surah itself is also a sunnah act. So here you have omitted two sunnah acts, you are going to observe sujud al-qabli. And for the shinani is at-tashahhud al-awwal wa at-tashahhud al-thani. That is the first tashahhud, the one you do after the second rak'ah, and then tashahhud al-thani, the one you do either after the third rak'ah for salatul maghrib and for the fourth rak'ah for salatul zuhr, asr and isha'i. But something very important that we may need to know here is that we have al-julusu lis-salami. That is a seating that you observe immediately or at the exact time you are going to observe your salam. That means it is just a 2 or 3 seconds that you are going to say assalamu alaikum. Then that seating is obligatory. But then the recitation or the saying of the tashahhud is sunnah. The seating of the tashahhud is sunnah. So that means we have 2 sittings there. The one that is sunnah, which is for the tashahhud, and the one that is obligatory, which is the moment you are going to say the salam. Okay? And then for jimani, that is al-julus al-awwal. That is the seating for the tashahhud. Don't forget, saying the tashahhud is another sunnah. Sitting for the tashahhud is another sunnah. That is al-julus al-awwal wal-julus al-thani for the first and second tashahhud. And then we have ta'ani, which is at-takbiru if you forget to say Allahu Akbar for going to ruku' or sujud. And then tahmidu, the saying of Sami Allahu liman hamidahu. All these things have to occur twice and above or more. Okay, you have to miss Allahu Akbar 2 times, Sami Allahu liman hamidahu 2 times, or combination of Allahu Akbar and Sami Allahu liman hamidahu before you can observe sujud al-qabli. And then something very important we need to know again is that when you are observing the salah, your prayer with Imam, then you have Imam has sujud al-qabli on him. Maybe you met the Imam at the last rak'ah, he's going to observe sujud al-qabli, and because you met him at the last rak'ah, he didn't get any rak'ah, then that means you are not going to observe anything. Then in that situation, how are you going to do? Okay? When the Imam is trying to do the sujud al-qabli, you just remain seated. You will see the thing, it sounds somehow odd, but you are going to remain seated. You observe his sujud al-qabli, the 2 prostrations, he stand up, he sit down and say his salam, and then you stand up, you raise to come up with your rak'ahs that you missed. But as for sujud al-ba'di, it's very simple. When he says his salam, he has released you, then you can stand up and continue your prostration. So as far as sujud al-qabli and ba'di are concerned, these are the most important things that we may need to know regarding sujud al-qabli and sujud al-ba'di. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.